Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Metro is a Queen game. It's been re-released a couple times, and it's a pretty popular game. It's not going to blow the smoke off the sales, I'm sure, but it's a fairly popular game. It's very easy. You're going to take a tile, and you're going to place it down. And the tile is going to make routes from, you're going to try to go from an entrance to an exit, and then you score points based on that. Very simple, abstract game. And the game looks like, you're building those railroads under the metro system. Very neat looking. Tiling isn't my favorite mechanism in a game, and it's okay. I had a lot of fun playing this. My wife liked this one a lot back in the day. We put it onto the table a few times. We kind of just played it out for us. I think if we're looking for a game, we're looking for a different experience. Maybe nothing so light, maybe nothing so abstract, if I may. We're looking for more of like chunky Euro type thing, and this isn't going to provide that. This is very good for people just looking for something, hey, we're going to play a tile, maybe have some chatting over it, a lighter experience, and you like that, you're blocking people off, you're playing something to be a little bit nasty. That's all going to play into this game. So Metro, very, very popular game, been brought out in a few different editions. It's going to be very light, very simple to teach, and what you're doing each turn, it's hard to plan everything out because people can block you and do things of that nature. For us, it's going to be a purge. This is something that I'm in the minority on, I'm sure, but it's a purge for us. Here's Metro from Queen Games. Now, one thing I want to point out is how thick this box is. It's a little small box. I do like the back of it. It tells you 3 easy steps how you're going to play the game. I like that quite a bit. I like board games if they're possible to be able to do that. We'll take the board aside because I'll show it to you at the last. Here is the rules. We'll set this aside and take a look at it in a minute. You're going to get some little cheat sheets here that will help you out. These are really thin. They're not cardboard, so just kind of be aware of that, which is fine. As games of this time, you're going to get some wooden blocks. You can see nothing fancy here. It is very thick. You can see the person one right there. That's just a piece of wood with a little circle on the end of it. These were kind of popular at the time. Here's the wood stations that you're going to have. Very thick, very nice for the time period. You're going to have these tiles that will come out. They look like different railroads. And then on the back of the same Metro, not the thickest things in the board. They're not going to break on you, but I've seen Queen do a lot better, especially recently. You're going to have this, which will tell you the different player counts that you're going to have. And then and here's a bunch of tiles that you're going to have. Normally, it would sit in here pretty good, but due to moving around, it did not stay where it was supposed to. It's been a few years since we played this on a regular basis. Here is the board. You're going to see the stations in the center, the routes across the middle, and then arrows kind of pushing you up. And there's a scoring track around it that you can see right through here. Here's 80, 90, and 100 on. So this is kind of just a grid that you're going to get here. Not too bad. The components are pretty good for its time period, although by today's standards, it's just a little tile-laying game. Game rules for Metro. I like this, how it kind of looks through here and gives you a little bit of information there. Game components are listed over here with some pictures and some descriptions of what they are. You have the game set up right here with a little picture right there and different numbers for different players. And then how to play the game will start right here, finish up over here, then how to score. Very easy end of game. A little variant down here at the bottom. I love Queen rule books. This is not one of the classic rule books where they have like the divider down the side, but they do a great job on rules. Whoever writes the rule books for Queens, they're always going to be very, very clear. Each player is going to take a number of these subway cars for a number of players. The book will list those out. You will take the person in your color, and then you're going to take this in your color, which will tell you which stations kind of belong to you, so you have that information when you're set up and ready to play the game. All of the tiles will be shuffled up and placed face down where it says Metro, so you don't really know what you're drafting when you go. And each player is going to pick up one tile and look at it, and this will be your starting tile. Now, based on your location, you'll put these out here to signify where you're trying to connect to. So I'm just going to make up something just to kind of show you what it is, but you'll have certain of these that will be up on the board based out on the layout of these that you'll be handed when you're ready to play the game based on the number of players. On your turn, you're going to place one of these tiles. If you cannot place one of these tiles or do not want to, you can draw an additional tile, but then you must play the one that you draw. So if I didn't want to place this one for whatever reason, I'm saving it, whatever I pick up next, I would have to draw. And it's very easy. It has to be by the order of the board, or it has to be adjacent to somebody that was already filed. So let's say this was already out there, and this had already progressed during the game. I could place this on the edge of the board anywhere I want. Doesn't matter. Or I could play it next to another tile here. Maybe right there. I don't know if that would work out well for me, but maybe right there would block somebody else off the board. Now, the only caveat is that the red arrow must always go in the direction that the red arrows are in. So you couldn't place it like this, although this tile would not make a difference. It always has to be facing that direction. Now, one thing you cannot do is, and this is a good example, you cannot place it so the track ends up going right back to the original station. So you can't do that. So maybe I'd continue to play that. So that's one of the caveats of the rules. After you play a tile, you pick up another tile, and then the next player would take their turn. Let's say this is a scenario that you have, and this tile is placed. Now, this yellow and this blue are now connected. So you count the number of tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each of these players would score 9 points, and then you would turn the station sideways to showcase that they've already been scored and they cannot be scored again. And blue and yellow would score 9 points. 1 point for each tile. Even if you go back on the same tile, it scores again. Once all of the tiles on the board is in place, the game will end, and whoever has the most points is the winner. It's a very easy tile laying game. They're going to be placing down and scoring points. And when you score, you want as many different tiles as possible to score when it possibly scores. Who should buy this game? Well, if you like retros, right? Like, these themes sometimes are just odd to me because they're made to be so vanilla. You know, they don't want to offend anyone. That's what this one kind of does. So, very simple. You can play with your kids. You can play with adults. You can play cutthroat. You can play a little bit simpler. It's all in the style that your game group wants to bring to it. I think the game is meant to be a little bit more cutthroat. If you want to play that way, very easy to score, very easy to play. This one's going to have a mass appeal to a lot of people. And you know what? It's held its ground over many years. I wouldn't have predicted that, and it has. It's going to be a purge for us, but you might want to take a second look at this one.